Open up your door. I'm Santa Claus, and guess what, y'all? I got something to show. I came to bring some Christmas spirit. I got a big bag, now guess what's in it? Some for the rich and some for the poor. So, Merry Christmas and a ho ho ho. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, my foot.
I'm gonna tell you what Santa really put under my so-called tree, but in reality,
Hey, what's good? Merry Christmas still. We ain't quite at New Year's. We in that halfway stage. So, I was trying to find some Christmas rap. So I dug in the crates. 1984. Beach Street. Now, the old heads should remember this one. The new heads, you probably ain't ever seen it. But this is why the movie Beach Street is why everybody was pissed off at the breakdancing in the Olympics. Because if you watch Beach Street, there's the core, it's the history of breakdancing. Great movie, old school, like I said, 1984. But that was the Christmas rap scene, classic song. I think it was the Treacherous 3. I think that was the name of the group that did that. But hey, we back. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. We got a little Corona premiere going. We had with the holidays, we got short weeks. We had a good Christmas Day slate. We'll talk a little bit about that. But there was a few games in between that we'll holler about. Then we go through our rituals. We'll talk about the players, the week that was, who's hot. I'm probably going to introduce a player of the week too, man, just because this one dude just kind of went off and is well-deserved. We'll hit our top fives to end off the week, and then we'll get ready to roll into the new year. So this week, the Bucks had a letdown coming off the Empress Cup they won, but Dame didn't play, but then they also ran up on the Cavs, so I'm not sure if it really would have mattered. Cavs beat them by 20 plus. Well, yeah, by 20 plus. Even without Dame, nobody really stepped up. And Portis, Middleton, I know we all wanted to get a lot more out of Middleton, but Middleton's 33, coming off a couple of bad injuries. This might be the best that we're going to get. I don't think we're not going to see a 20-point score again. You might get 13 to 15 out of Middleton. He might be a six-man. Milwaukee really has to start considering, like a couple other teams, can they go out and get them a Tim Hardaway type guy that's young enough but capable of getting, like a Kelly Oubre. Like some of these guys can get you 20 a night. You need to find a guy that's kind of itching for an opportunity that can get them 20. That's probably what they're going to have to look at. Can they get it by the trade deadline? Not sure, but that's what they're going to need. So Bucks, they just didn't have enough in the tank to get past the Cavs. McCavs still rolling. Pistons Suns. Interesting game late last week. This is working out. Now, hey, Mikey, I'm going to keep giving your Pistons some props. I told you I'm riding with them. They beat the Suns, and the Suns are still playing without Book is still out. But Cade dropped 28, Ivy with 20, Beasley with 20. That core three, man, and then you throw Hardaway with that. They're coming along, man. And Tobias Harris. Like, it's a nice mix they have there, man. So I'm big on the Pistons right now. It's looking better. And the Suns, they just can't get the big three on the court together, man. So it's kind of hard. You think about this Suns team is starting to mirror what we thought we were gonna have in New Jersey with that big three, and it just ain't panning out. Warriors knocked off the Wolves, man. The Wolves just don't look the same. Maybe that cat trade wasn't all it was meant to be. That's a big piece they lost, and they are not looking like the same team that got to the championship finals last year. Not even close. Steph knocked down 7 threes that game. What else did we have last week? Pistons again. Pistons beat the Lakers. The Lakers won a couple of games. We'll talk about Christmas Day. But again, the same big three. Cade, Ivy, Beasley, 20 plus. Cade dropping double-doubles. He's almost good for a double-double every night. Then he'll sneak in a couple of triple-doubles. They knocked off the Lakers. OT thriller. The Nuggets and the Pelicans. It was a great game. I don't know if you caught that one late night, man. League pass. Joker, another triple-double. Man, when Russ starts, Russ been playing well, man. He didn't start this game, but he gave 21 and 5 off the bench, man. And they always get into the analytics, the plus or minus when Russ is on the floor, man. But they don't lose nothing with Russ hop on the floor, man. And Jamal Murray ain't been himself. He had 27 that game, but he hasn't been himself. So leave Russ alone, man. I'm gonna fight for Russ to the end. But the Nuggets got the win. The Nuggets are still not where I'd like to see them. I don't know if it's a Jamal Murray thing or they really miss Caldwell Pope, but something is just not clicking. They got 4 of the mainstays, but something's not clicking. One of the wilder players, I talk about the player of the week, man, Wemby. Wemby had a great week, and this is the only reason I brought up player of the week. 42, 18, and 4, 26, 9, and 8, 37, and 10. These are his triple-double is blocks. His third one is blocks. 42, 6, and 4. Over in 5 games, the man had 22 blocks. I'm sorry. Take that back. 26 blocks over 4 games. That's kind of ridiculous, averaging over 30 plus a game. Wemby's coming around. He averaging about 25. And if you watch the kid, man, and of course the game is different, right? He can shoot. He will put it on the ground. He will get to the rim. He's not playing back to the rim, but he will take a few dribbles, and his one dribble, he can get to the lane. So it's a little different for him. But his three-point shot, man, is just smooth. He one of the better three-point shooters in the league, regardless of size. He kind of tough. So those are some of the good games around for the week. For the league, for Christmas Day was great, man. Even though we had to compete with the NFL, we had a couple of good NFL games too. But, if you got the quad box, or I had multiple TVs rolling, so we caught all the games. We caught everything. So it was a great Christmas Day. It was, even being with the family, grandkids, everything. We had a great time. We had a great time. I snuck out and just caught some games in after we exchanged some gifts. And picked up me some Christmas shoes, man. Some Hey Dudes, man. Look around. They $30 somewhere. Look around. Christmas Hey Dudes. That's your tip for the week. But anyway, so we started off game 1 with the Knicks for the Spurs. I'm going to tell you something. I had a little 5-leg parlay going. I had the Knicks, Celtics, Mavs, Warriors, Nuggets. So you see how that went. The Knicks game, again, Wemby was just phenomenal. But, hey, shout out to Mikal Bridges. I think he finally found his rhythm with the Knicks. He put up 41. Towns had 24 and 13. The Knicks, we thought we'd see more out of the Knicks too. That's another team. At a certain point, you got to figure out how to mesh and play together. You can't use that. And they're not bad. They're number 3 in the East right now. But, Brunson is not at the MVP level he was last year. We're not even hearing his name. But when you bring in a guy like Cat, who's averaging 24 a game, 25 a game, that'll take a little bit away from your game. And Cat also needs the ball in his hand. He likes to shoot from the perimeter. So I think that has affected Jalen's game a little bit. His numbers are down. He's down about 4 points a game. He doesn't have to do as much. And it could be a good thing in the big scheme of things. But I think we're going to have to see more output like this of Bridges for the Knicks to start climbing the ladder. But it might be tough, right? Because they got to get back Cleveland. They got to get back Boston. They might be stuck at the number 3 spot. The thing would be, don't let the Bucks kind of catch you. That's probably going to be the biggest thing. Don't let the Bucks come up and catch you and move and take that number 3 slot. So another great game. Spurs actually had the lead most of the game, and the Knicks fought back. They were down close to 10 in the fourth, fought back and got the W. So shout out to the Knicks and Spike Lee on Christmas Day. Sixers Celtics. So we finally are getting to see the Sixers healthy and play together. So this might have been the first time in a long time where you had Maxey and B, Oubre, Paul George, and Caleb Martin on the court together. And they played a great game against Boston. They played well. Boston's bench was the big difference maker in there. The bench only came up with 10 points. So when you think about that, that's not a typical Boston game. So they were undermanned. But the Sixers did look good. Not going to take anything away from them. They got the win in guard. But, you know what? They're going to have to make a decision on Embiid, though, eventually. Like, do you just want to start over and get that money off the books, let him go somewhere and be a problem for somebody else? He doesn't play all the time. So what do you really want to do with him in the long term? I think they're going to have to start having that conversation. This game I thought was going to be a great one. Timberwolves Mavs. But unfortunately, Luka got hurt early in the game, man, and it sounds like he might be out for a few weeks. And we'll talk a little bit about it in the MVP race, but he's at that point. He's missed a lot of games, so he could become ineligible for any kind of postseason award. So we got to keep watch, see if he rushes back on the court. So with that said, Luka went out. The Wolves kind of took control of this game quickly. They're up by 20 or so, but the Mavs never stopped fighting. Kyrie put him on his back, 39. Kyrie still is probably the best point guard in the league, man. I'm sorry, hands down. Like, he just doesn't do it. I think he's just at that point in his career. He kind of takes a back seat to Luka and does his thing. But if needed, Kyrie can go out there and get you 35, 40 points a night if he wanted to do it. And he gonna do it like Cole, both hands, left hand, right hand. He got a bag of tricks. Like, he gonna put it on the ground. He's one of the best finishers in the game. He showed it Christmas Day. So they came back 28. They were down 28. They got it down to 2. When you're fighting that hard to get back in the game, typically at the last few minutes, you just gassed out. Like, you shot your load. It's over. So Mavs took the L. I think game would have been different had Luka played the whole game. So that really blew after the Celtics. That blew the parlay. Fourth game was great. Fourth game was amazing, absolutely amazing. And I like both teams. Of course, you look around. I'm rooting for the Lakers. Not anymore though. And in this game, I actually root for the Warriors. Because if I got to choose over Steph and LeBron and AD, I'm going to take Steph and Draymond every day. Till things change, that's just how it's going to go. That's where we are. So it was a great game. AD, another one. AD went down early. I ain't going to get on AD because he's been playing last 2 years. AD been healthy. Knock on wood. He playing every game. Producing. Something changed. And I think they're getting back to getting the ball in LeBron's hand more, and AD's touches have kind of gone down because initially he was getting 15 to 20 shots a game. Now it's kind of tailoring down. Let me say 20 to 25 shots a game. Now he's in that 15 to 20 range. And I think in order for them to excel, they need to take that burden off LeBron and get back to giving the ball to AD and letting the Austin Reeves and the Dalton Connects, letting these guys get open and the D-Los. Get some more perimeter shooting in the game opposed to just a game between AD and LeBron. And that's what it's starting to look like now. But amazing game. Austin Reeves, shout out to Austin Reeves, second career triple-double. He actually had the game winner. Great play. He overcame Steph. Steph went wild. Steph gave us one of those Christmas Day. He doesn't typically play well on Christmas Day. If you look at if you go back. He doesn't play well, but this was a Steph playoff game, man. Down near the end of the game, he just started hitting shots left and right, both ways, right? He's shooting a jumper, and then you run out on him for the jumper. He taking one dribble, and he gone. He got a nice finish. Steph got a nice bag, too, when it comes to finishing around the rim. He hit with left hand, right hand. He got the backspin off the board. Steph got a nice bag. But it was a great game. They just couldn't pull it out. So Warriors, I think Lakers by 2 on that one. The last game of the night, I thought the Nuggets would come through with Book being out. Even with Book, I thought the Nuggets were a better team, and they just didn't have it. Started off strong. Second half for Joker, he had a great first half. Second half, he had 7 points, just couldn't get the rhythm going. So they split a series 1-1. Bill and KD had 27 apiece. No Book again. I just don't know about the Suns, man. I think this experiment, they're going to pull the plug on this too pretty soon. Like, it's a lot of money involved in this. And I don't think you're reaping the benefits of it. The man, I don't know if you caught this, he's, the owner has cut down his food prices, $2 for hot dogs and pops and a bag of chips or something like that. So I guess he's trying to help the fans, keep the fans engaged because he knows his team is kind of going south. So Christmas Day was good as always, man. I don't know about this football trying to compete, even with Netflix, and Netflix did a pretty good job with that. But let's leave Christmas Day to the NBA, man. Let's keep it pure like that. You can't have the Chiefs, and they were lucky that they didn't play prime time because I would have hated to have to compete with the Lakers Warrior game with a Kansas City Pittsburgh game. Tough call, right? So. Good Christmas Day. Never disappointed. Never let us down. So post-Christmas, we had some good games last night. We had like 4 buzzer beater games last night. 4 buzzer beaters. Tyler Hero, again, knocked off the Magic 89-88. And we all know the Magic is short, but still great games. Suggs had 29. Hero, this is what we need. Like, we haven't seen this out of him. He's been inconsistent over the last couple of years. Between him and Duncan Robinson, I love them both. Very inconsistent. And Pat Riley just said Jimmy ain't going nowhere. So if Riles said it, Jimmy ain't leaving, Jimmy ain't leaving. So that's said and done. So we can move on from that trade. The next one, again, here come my Pistons and the Kings. I said my Pistons, right? Jaden Ivey, 4-point play to get the win. You stop fouling dudes at the buzzer, man, on the 3-point shot. Stay away. I know they were down 19, made the comeback and got the win over the Kings. This DeRozan trade just we haven't seen the fruition of it. It's not working out too well. So not sure. They're another team that's just kind of stuck right now. But Sacramento's always been that mid-tier. They've had moments in the franchise history. We thought we were going to see something with Fox, Monk, bringing DeMar over there. You got Sabonis. But they seem to be stuck right now. And the West is tough. But they seem to be kind of stuck. This one I like. My man Scoot finally got on the news, man. Scoot won the game. Scoot had a nice little dribble drive, pulled up. Actually, it was a pull-up spin. Took the 10, pivot, spin, hit the jumper, got the win over the Blazers, over the Jazz. Scoot finished with 18 and 10. Maybe he'll get there, man. I was really big on Scoot, as y'all know, man. I thought Scoot was going to be my rookie of the year. I was big on Scoot, but nothing there. And then the last one, this clown, it was good to see him again, man. 2 of the worst teams in the league, the Wizards and the Hornets. And Jordan Poole got the win, man. So you kind of forget Jordan Poole even playing basketball since he left the Warriors. Melo had 31, 6 and 6. I wonder if Melo going to stay if he's going to stay in the Hornets, man. I'd love to see him go back to LA. You know, once LeBron leaves, he can't go while LeBron is there. But you give me a Melo with a Dalton Connect and a Austin Reeves, man. You talk about back to Magic will come back in the fold then, because it's going to be showtime, right? And then we get his dad on there every week at a Lakers game, man. That's what TV is made for right there. All right, so that's what we had. Like I said, short week, holiday, squeeze in some games. Everybody, even the NBA, got to get a little time off. But we don't here. We don't get no time off. We're going to do what we do. Now let's get into the good stuff, man. We're going to talk about our top 5s again, man. And it's getting interesting. This rookie race, I went back and forth. I had to dig a little deeper here, man, on these guys. So, last week we talked about Castle moving up. But as with all rookies, these guys are inconsistent. Castle, one day he has six points. Next day he has 17. Then he come back with 5. Jalen's probably the most consistent. That's probably why he's going to move up. Sar is playing very well. Actually, I said Jalen, but Sar is playing very well. He's had 7 straight double-digit scoring games. Zach Edey is back. 2 games of 16, 14 rebounds in his last 2 outings. McCain, as we know, is out. My last tier guys, Dalton Connect and Zach, just inconsistent. Just very inconsistent right now with the rookies. So right now, my numbers are, I'm going with Jalen number 1 because he's been consistent throughout the year. And he's still playing there. He's starting, still playing there. Number 2 is Sar, and Sar is not going to endure, right? And Sar is right there. Numbers are about the same. And again, for this month, 7 straight double-digit scoring games. So he's right there moving up the ladder. Castle moves down to number 3. Edey stays at 4. I'm going to leave Connect and Zach at a tie for 5. They really both about in the same place. They having a rough month of December. And then McCain, for right now, he's out the conversation because he's injured. Once he get back off the injury list, I'm going to give him a couple of games, and then we'll try to insert him back in the race and see where he stands. As far as, I'll do players last. We'll talk about the teams. And the teams are not changing, but the teams have an impact on our top 5 players. Cleveland holding on, right? We were kind of wondering if they could keep this pace. They won 9 out of the last 10. They got a second best point differential in the league at plus 11.6. Scoring, they're probably in top 5. So I'm keeping them at 1. A very close second is OKC. OKC leads the league in point differential, not scoring as much at 11.7, but they're just consistent. They won 9 in a row, 9 out of the last 10. They're on a 9-game winning streak. They have the best opponent's points per game at 103.5. So the defense is there, right? And that's what's going to win you a chip. If any time and they're doing this without Chet. They won 9 in a row without Chet. I'm telling you, that Hardenstein move, they're going to really have something when Chet comes in. They're going to figure out how to move this. Hardenstein may go back to the 6-man, but he's going to play a lot of good minutes. Like, he's going to be a 6-man averaging 25, 30 minutes a game. So OKC is at 2. Boston's number 3, still consistent, defending champs. 6 out, lost the last 2 games, so they need to pick it up because my number 14, Memphis, is knocking on the door. Memphis leading the league in scoring at 123 a game. They dropped 155 last week. And remember, they playing some rookies. There's a lot of young guys over here, but Ja and Jackson, they leading the team right now, man. And Ja is back, right? No noise. He's been playing well. Back to dunking. So Memphis is there. Number five, I'm gonna give it to a Knicks. Not by a lot over the Rockets, though. Their numbers are the same as far as point differential, offensive and defensive efficiency. They're kind of neck and neck. The Knicks are on a 5-game winning streak. That gives them a little bit of the edge for that number 5 spot. But the Rockets are right there at number 6. And I think 1 and 2 is only a half-game difference between Cleveland and OKC. We might see OKC taking over that number 1 spot soon. They're just closing the gap. If this win streak continues, they'll catch Cleveland. Now, this has been interesting. Like, the MVP race this year, it's only a few guys really in the race, honestly. If I had to be real honest, I would, if you base it on just team, it's a 2-man race. That would be SGA and Tatum, because their teams are playing well, top 3 in each of their respective conferences, right? The other guys that are playing well, their teams are in the bottom half. They may make the playoffs, but they're not leading their team to the upper echelon of their conference. So the top 5 players, I'm going to just talk about these top 5 and we'll put them in order. But if you think about Luka, Tatum, SGA, Joker, and Giannis, right now, I'll say those are the best players in the league. And they're probably the only ones worthy of MVP conversation. Number 5 right now would be Luka, and he's hurt. Dallas is like in the 6th, 7th spot. Luka's hurt. He may end up being ineligible, so he's out. Now we're down to 4. I'm struggling with the next guy, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put Giannis. He got to slide down, man. Milwaukee just not doing nothing. He's playing his ass off. He's doing everything he can, but it's not resulting in nothing. Giannis is at 4. I got to put Joker at 3 right now. Just on the fact Denver's struggling as well. Both of these guys are having seasons that are better than their MVP seasons. And then here, I'm also give you the Jordan effect in this too. I'll call it the Jordan effect. It hit Kobe and others, maybe LeBron too. You can't keep giving the MVP because literally these 2 guys could win the MVP every year, and they just won't do that. Giannis and Joker, they just won't let Giannis and Joker win every other year because they could. If you just base it on pure numbers and what they're doing on the floor and how well they're playing, you could give it to one of them every year. I think this year we're going to see 2 other guys. And I think this is where it comes down to right now. I said Joker at 3. I'm going Tatum at 2. I think Tatum might be a victim of his own greatness. I'm going to say greatness right now because he does it. He's a dude. He makes the game look effortless for him. Like 2 dribbles. He's 6'10". He can get a shot. Yeah, he's 6'10". They can say what they want. Tatum's 6'10". He can shoot. He can get a shot off from anywhere on the court. When he decides to, he can go to the rim. He's a Kobe disciple. He has his whole package, right? He can do it all. And he's rebounding well this year. His rebounding numbers are up. and he can drop some dimes. I got into an argument, not an argument, but a discussion over Tatum and Brown. I know Brown got the MVP. Brown is definitely more explosive and a better athlete, but Tatum's skill set is a little bit above Brown's, and that's why I say I'm gonna go with Tatum on that. So Tatum's number 2 right now, and Boston's in the second spot in the East. Number 1, SGA got it right now. They on a 9-game win streak. This past week he dropped 45. He had 41, and they got second best record in the league. I know we're not talking about Cleveland, but Cleveland spreads the wealth so well. That's why you don't have any MVP candidates. That's a team game. They're the best team. They're not getting both. But SGA is holding it down. We didn't know where they were gonna go when Chet went down. Like I said, they won 9 in a row. They had an opportunity to win the cup, but they got a taste of playing in a big-time game. Even though it's the Emirates Cup, it still had a little championship feel to it. So right now, SGA is going number 1. So that's it. And it may be his to lose. If he continues at this pace and they keep winning, remember it's a regular season award, so the chip won't have an impact on it. It should, but it won't. But that's where it is now. So SGA might be the guy. He might be the guy to take it this year. So let's see. Let's keep watching. So that's where we at, man. We got some games tonight. Get ready. If I don't talk to you all, I'll catch you in the new year. God bless you. Have another safe end this year on a great note. Be ready to have a great and blessed and a prosperous new year. From all of mine to all of you, we wish you a very, very, very happy new year. God bless. We'll see y'all next week.